Claire Dunlap. I'm co-creator and co-producer of Midsummer Scream. Oh gosh, what can I tell you about this year? So this is the most fun part, I think, is that we end up going against Comic-Con this year, and that was not intentional. That happened because they moved their dates by a week, which they've done in the past, but not for many years. So we were scrambling trying to move our dates, and there was just nothing available. We weren't going to be able to do it. So we decided, okay, well, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to take it. We'll take our, take our hits, so to speak. This year has been gangbusters. We have more interest. We've sold out faster. The show's bigger and more beautiful. And so I think Comic-Con actually helped us rather than hindered us, because a lot of people can't go to Comic-Con. So they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the Comic-Con of Halloween. And of course, we all know that Midsummer Scream is for the Halloween and horror fans, the diehards, so to speak.
Relationship with my boyfriend Jeff. He ended up killing himself right after he tried to kill me. He drove me to a lake, parked his shitty truck on the edge of a literal fucking cliff, and tried to strangle me to death like a goddamn psychopath. I'm definitely not a hero, and definitely not a scream queen. I'm just a girl who's in love with fucked up men who are mean. I can't be someone who gets murdered in the movies. I wanna live and be triumphant, be a badass.
We've got panels, we've got presentations, we've got a massive show floor with over 350 vendors. We've got a great slate of celebrities this year. We have Black Cat Lounge is back, of course, Kitten Rescue. Paramount Scares is hosting with Church the Cat. It's not, Church is there in spirit, but Paramount Scares is sponsoring the Kitten Lounge. And if you purchase a pin, you can purchase a pin down at the info and merch booth for Midsummer Scream for $15. All the proceeds for that go to the Los Angeles Kitten Rescue. And but if you get that pin, you get to get expedited entry, and that's always one of the longest lines of the event. This year we have a different branch of Universal, so that's exciting. We've got a massive haunted attraction built by Plague Productions from Lionsgate, and that's inside the Hall of Shadows, and that's like a full-size haunted walkthrough experience. And of course, then there's the Hall of Shadows, right? So we have plenty. Everything is a little bit bigger this year. Not as many haunts as we had last year, but bigger. Each one is bigger. We've got Mason Thames, we've got Madeline McGraw from Black Phone, which is super fun. We've got Cassandra Peterson, of course, and we love her. We have Katie Featherston and Micah Sloat, and they're here signing, and they're also going to be doing a podcast panel, which should be really neat because they're talking about their own. They have a podcast, which is their own paranormal podcast.
The cool things that's happening now that I'm noticing is there's a lot of people who were too young at the time, who maybe watched it when they were like 13, 14, 15, and they're coming, oh, I had the gear for the film, they got me into horror. That is so cool.
Nothing makes me feel 23 more than when someone comes up and says they were 9 years old when they watched the
Another new venture. This is a world premiere announcement. You guys are the first to hear it. We have a new project. It is called Paranormal Activity: True Tales of Possession. On Audible. And these are indeed historical tales of possession that we explore with special guests like witches and exorcists.
I want to tell you a little bit about my dad that you might not know. This picture was taken at East Los Angeles College, where my dad and mom gave 90 pieces of art in the 1950s to start an art collection that is now the Vincent Price Art Museum. That museum and what it does for the community is what my dad was all about. His joy in art and his belief that every single person, not just rich people who could afford it, should have access to art.
It's horrific to see you, children. Hold on just a moment. As the kids say today, if YK, YK. It's these persuasive individuals who have talked us back into coming to Dark Harbor. You know, children, the haunt world, as you know, it's like the mafia. You're never truly out. You keep trying, but they keep pulling you back in.
This is your captain speaking. Dark Harbor's back, baby! Oh, look at you, Ringmaster.
Well, hello, Captain. I must say you're looking in shape.
Thank you. You look old.
The storylines come in various ways, through gummies, through dreams, through various interactions I'll have with someone on the street. They're all standalone stories, pretty much, so you could go to any one of them. But there's a Delusion universe. We have over, now at this point, probably about 50 characters, 50 original characters. And we've done it since 2011, so there's been 9 stories. And it's pretty expansive at this point. So I think coming up with them, it depends on also the venue. Obviously, a lot of you have been to the shows. You've been to some of these really unique and special venues that we've acquired. Not so much acquired, but rented. We'd love to acquire them. But that plays a big part in the telling of the story as well, too. For example, the Phillips Mansion. We've been there for the last 3 years. Out in Pomona, and that's a very special place. So I remember the first time I saw it, I would just stand there and just stare at it for a little bit and see what comes my way, and just feel the space and walk around. And it's fun and it's frustrating at the same time, to be honest, because obviously we do 10 to 12 people every 10 minutes or so. That's been our format. So it's been difficult to try to tell a compelling story with that kind of format. But we've been able to do it for many years now, and I've been very proud of it. It's exciting. Most of the time I spend about 2 or 3 days at the venue. I'll sit there and I'll maybe sleep there sometimes and just walk around and feel the space, feel the flow of it as well too. That's most important, to make sure the audience doesn't sort of backtrack into other groups. So I'll get the flow down, and then the rest of the time I'm in front of my computer in a very crouched, annoying position like this for a couple months. That's where I'm at right now with this current story. So I should probably change my posture.